Yo, welcome to Team SNG Test Hands video. Today we're going to be looking at doing some test hands for the Zombie World Vendread deck profile that was recently featured on the channel earlier this week. Find that video's link, check out the link in the description down below. Also, while you're down there, check out the Facebook page, link to that's going to be there as well. Head over there, give us a like there. And while you're here, obviously, give us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this and more profiles. I typically am featuring rogue and stuff like that, and just obscure strategies. So, alright, with that all being said, this is a Zombie World Vendread test hands video, so what we're going to be doing is, because it's typically a going first deck, we're going to be doing going first boards. So we're going to draw 5 cards off the top of the deck and see what we can do with those 5 cards, assuming we're not interrupted. Alright, let's not beat around the bush, let's just get into it. So without further ado, let's go for it. Alright, so test hand number 1. Here we go. 1 Mizuki, Allure of Darkness, Necroworld Banshee, Zombie World, and Uni-Zombie. So that's actually really cool. We've ended up good enough opening. Because we have Zombie World, we can easily use Allure of Darkness, because we're okay with banishing off our Necroworld Banshee from our hand if necessary. So, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to activate Allure of Darkness and see if we can draw into anything else. 1 Glow Up Bloom, and 1 Vendread Charge. So Vendread Charge is actually really useful for this deck. So yeah, we're going to send off the Necroworld Banshee. We're going to banish that. And that way we have actually gone effectively... We've got Doom King Balladrock before we've even normal summoned. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Zombie World, and we're going to activate Vendread Charge, sending Glow Up Bloom to grave, allowing us to special summon from the deck a Vendread monster. So what we're going to do is we're going to special summon from the deck our Vendread Strigus, and we're going to so we're going to special summon for the deck our Vendread Strigus. We're then going to banish off our Glow Up Bloom to special summon our Doom King Balladrock. So we've already got Balladrock on field before we've even started this off. Now what we can do is we can normal summon our Uni-Zombie, and that gives us the ability to send Mizuki from hand to grave. Let us combo off further. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Uni-Zombie's effect. We're going to target Uni-Zombie, pitch Mizuki to increase Uni-Zombie's level to 4, and then activate Uni-Zombie's effect again. And we're going to send to the grave... send to the grave... Some better core. But actually what we're going to send our Jackabolum. At this point, we can use Mizuki, banish Mizuki, special summon our Jackabolum in defense, because he has a big booty. Alright. So, now what we can do is we can link off our Doom King Balladrock and our Uni-Zombie, because of the fact we have Zombie World, Doom King will recur himself next turn. So just move Jackabolum over a bit. To special summon from the deck our Vendread Savior. At this point we can use a Vendread Savior's effect, and we can add back our Vendread Charge, so that when we link off our Strigus, we can special summon back our Strigus. So what we're going to do is we're going to now link off our Strigus for Salamangreat Almirage, And we're then going to reveal the Vendread charge we just added back to special summon back our Strigus. And then we're going to use Almirage and Strigus to go into... We could go into Vampire Sucker, give us the draw on our opponent's turn. We could go into a second Vendread Savior. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day what we're trying to go into is our Yuki-Onna. So we'll go into... Ah, Strigus is banished. We're going to go into our Vendread Sucker. So everyone's going to comment about the misplay. There was definitely a misplay. What I should have done is waited on using Mizuki's effect to bring back Jackal until now, because at this point I could then draw an extra card. But, oh well. We're now going to use Sucker and Savior to go into our Yuki-Onna, the Absolute Zero Mayakashi. So on our opponent's turn, at the start of their turn, in the standby phase, we're going to get back Doom King Baladrock. The minute our opponent sends something to the grave, we can activate Jackal to add it back, special summon it to our side of the field, because Jackabol's effect is a quick effect. Yeah. To add it, special summon to our side of the field, triggering Yuki-Onna to target something on their side of the field, negating that effect. We also Doom King Baladrock as two interruptions, one by Vanish and one by Negate. So this is a really good board. It's kind of tough for your opponent to play through. What with having to play through Zombie World, having to play through Doom King Baladrock, having to play through Yuki-Onna, potentially turning off not one but two effects on their side of the field as well. So this was a really good opening. Alright, and with that, let's go into the second hand test hand. Alright, on to test hand number 2. Mizuki, Vendread Houndhorde, Allure of Darkness, Vendread Slayer, and Dark Sacrifice. Okay, so not the greatest, not the worst. We do have the ability to combo off a little bit. What we're going to do, seeing as we have a couple darks in hand already, we're going to activate Allure of Darkness, hopefully see if we can draw into our Uni-Zombie, our Shiradu Solitaire, any of our combo starters. Vendread Revenants, and Vendread Charge. So, not exactly the most ideal opening, obviously. We're going to banish off Revenants. I think we'll banish off our Vendread Revenants. We're going to activate our Vendread Charge, sending Houndhorde to the grave, because we can recur Houndhorde. We're going to special summon from the deck Strigus, because it gives us a body on board. We are going to... We're going to link off our Vendread Strigus for our Salamangreat Great Almirage. We are going to then reveal from our hand the Vendread Slayer, special summon back the Strigus. We're then going to use Houndhorde's effect, pitch the Vendread Slayer. Yeah. Pitch the Vendread Slayer to special summon back the Houndhorde. At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go link 2. Into our Vendread Savior, giving us... We're going to also activate, we're going to set Dark Sacrifice, which is in hand. This isn't, as I say, this is not the ideal opening. We are kind of in a bit of an awkward situation. What we're also going to do is we're going to add back Vendread Charge. Houndhorde and Strigus are both banished. We're going to add back Vendread Charge so next turn we could potentially do something. Salamangreat Great Almirage will make it so that this card can't be destroyed by card effects, meaning our opponent will have to battle it, meaning that we can then send on our opponent's turn, we can send Necroworld Banshee, Banishing Banshee to activate Zombie World. But that will cost us our own Mirage, not the end of the world. And we do have Dark Sacrifice to then protect Zombie World if we manage to get to this point. But it does require, as I say, it does require our things to go off without a bit of a hitch, and we are kind of reliant on our opponent attacking our Vendread Savior to be able to get our combo going. So, a bit unfortunate, a bit too much of the Vendread engine and not the stuff that you can utilize from the Vendread engine came out there, which can sometimes happen, but we were still able to put a board out there with Vendread Savior and Salamangreat Almirage, and potentially that could have led to us dropping Zombie World on our opponent's turn. So that's not so bad, but less than ideal, let's say. Alright, so on to our last test hand. Jacobolin, Allure of Darkness, Rivalry of Warlords, Vendread Slayer, and Dark Sacrifice. Alright, so this is not the most ideal deck opening hand, but the Allure of Darkness could help us out. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Allure, draw 2 cards, Zombie World, and Vendread Core. So that's actually quite a bit better. What we're going to do next is we are going to, because we have to banish for cost, we'll banish the Vendread Slayer. We can create the Rivalry Warlord, the Rivalry Lock by activating Zombie World. We can use Jacobolin's effect to send Vendread Core to the grave, special summoning our Jacobolin. We can set Rivalry of Warlords and Dark Sacrifice face down. On our opponent's turn, we can activate Rivalry of Warlords to lock our opponents into a single monster, which is the Rivalry of Warlords lock. And if they go to pop either Rivalry or Zombie World, we can activate Dark Sacrifice, pitching from the deck our Glow Up Bloom, which will then banish itself to special summon from the deck our Doom King Ballardrock. So, theoretically, we've ended up with a negate. Jacobolin can also quick effect banish itself to special summon anything from your opponent's graveyard, maybe taking a resource away from them if they are a graveyard dependent deck. So we've ended up in an okay situation, sitting on a board, or opening on a board of Rivalry, Dark Sacrifice, and Jacobolin. This is not a terrible end board. It is fragile, obviously, but it does protect our cards, and Dark Sacrifice does protect our Zombie World and our Rivalry from being destroyed by card effects, and our Jacobolin actually. Jacobolin does allow us to take something out of our opponent's graveyard, limiting potentially their ability to extend, and Dark Sacrifice also gives us the potential to go into our Doom King Ballardrock. So we are in an okay situation here. As I say, less than ideal, but at the same time, it could be a lot worse. So, I'm quite happy with that. Alright, so that does it for this video, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Make sure you check out the Facebook page, link in the description below. Check out the deck profile if you haven't already, link in the description below. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought about this. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'll see you guys at the next video.